Good day, matriculants. My name is Alicia Clark. I'm an agricultural teacher at the Respiratory Academy in Grabau. Today, I just want to talk you through your upcoming paper in a few weeks' time. Agricultural Management Practices, Grade 12, Tips for Success. When you look at the format of the NEC examination paper, you are only going to write one paper out of 200 marks. The duration of the paper is 3 hours. Now, when we look at the question paper, there's 4 questions. Question A is the shorter questions. It consists of 4 sub-questions. Question 1.1, multiple choice questions where you have to choose between A, B, C, and D, 2 marks each, and it is 20 marks. Question 1.2, choose a description from column B that matches the term or the phrase in column A, also 2 marks per answer, and that will also be 20 marks. Now, the interesting thing of this question is on the question side in column A, that is the questions, and there's only 10 questions.
Can I just ask that you speak a bit louder? So, like, imagine you're talking to Renee, like talking to the whole.
Okay. So I must start again with this.
Yes.
Your question paper consists of 4 questions. Question A, the question 1 is divided into 4 sub-questions. 1.1, where you have your multiple choice questions, where you have to choose between A, B, C, and D, 2 marks each, and that is at the end it's 20 marks. Question 1.2, choose a description from column B that matches the term or the phrase in column A. Now, I don't know if you guys notice this, but when you look at this question, in column A, there's always 10 questions, and in column B, there's only 12 answers. So there's always 2 answers that doesn't match with the questions in column A. Question 1.3, choose the correct agricultural term, and 1.4, choose the correct the false statements for 5 marks. So your question 1 will be 50 marks. Remember, these questions can cover all the content areas that you have in your question paper. When we look at section B, there's 3 questions. It's a variety of questions, and each question is 50 marks each. So the total of the paper will be then 200 marks. If you take a closer look at question 2, we are asking questions on physical and financial planning. Now, when you look at planning, you look at your soil, your different soil types. You look at the depth of the soil, soil structure, soil texture. You look at your different camps, contours, resource utilization. Remember, a farmer can do nothing without resources. And you look at precision farming, mechanization. What type of implements does the farmer use on the farm? Financial planning, trial balance, cash flow, income and expenditure statements, work planning and implements. So that all falls under planning. So what are the farmer planning? When you look at the financial records, we look at the recording methods, we look at data recording, all that is helping the farmer in the physical and the financial planning on the farm. Question 3. Here we take a look at entrepreneurship, recording, marketing, business planning, and organized agriculture. Now, the content of these are business planning, entrepreneurship, farm evaluation, and management. You can also link this with question 1, where we talk about recording and all that financial planning stuff. This question is also 50 marks. Question 4, this is about harvesting, processing, management, and agri-tourism. I always say this is the easiest question in the paper. And in this question, you can, especially when you look at agri-tourism, those of you who has tourism as a subject at school, they are similar to the information that is in the tourism paper. So the content of this question is about harvesting products. marketing, the role of product, organizations, the value adding, the processing, packaging and distribution, marketing and control. I always tell my learners, when you look at question 4, just picture a peanut butter container in your cupboard and look at the label, because everything is on that label. If you look at the harvesting, it was peanuts that was being harvested. And now the farmer had to sell it. Where is he going to find a market for that? What is the role of the product organizations? If you look at value adding for that peanuts, he made it into peanut butter, so that's value adding. Processing, the same thing. The peanuts is processed into peanut butter. What is on the packaging? And then if you look at the marketing control, so only one product in your kitchen cupboard um, will help you to understand this content in question 4. This is also 50 marks. When you look at your resources, those of you who doesn't have textbooks, on the WCED portal, there's weekly lessons, and those lessons are very good. You can take your lessons, use your question paper, and then you can find your answers in those lessons. You can also make use of the past papers, or you can go to the education website, where you can also find your past question papers. And then we have revision booklets. Now, when you use your revision booklets, it contains everything that is supposed to be in your question paper. There's also, for those of you who, I've got some study tips for those of you who struggle to study. Now, when you study, use glossaries and past papers to study all terminology that is covered in a topic. Be aware of closely related terms, for example, processing and preserving, a cash flow statement, a cash flow budget, GIS and GPS, soil texture versus soil structure. And then also try to practice freehand drawings. Make sure that you know your basic processes. For example, what is precision farming, mechanization, agricultural economics, know your labor laws, your records, harvesting of the products, processing, value adding, packaging, agritourism, entrepreneurship, marketing, etc. And also, you can make use of organizers or mind maps. Know your instructional verbs or questions. This is very important, because when you do not know your verbs, then you find it difficult to know what is being asked of you. The first one I'm going to talk about is describe. When you read in a question, describe something. That means state in words the main points of a structure or a process. Explain means express your answer in cause, effect, or statement and reason. Identify. This is where you name the essential characteristics of something. Name. Give the name of something. Tabulate. Draw a table and indicate answers as direct pairs. Remember, when they ask you to tabulate, you must draw a table. State means write down information without discussion. Read the questions carefully. Underline the instructional verb to understand what is asked. This is steps that you can remember while writing the exam. Never write more facts than what are being asked. Example, the markers will only mark the first 3 answers on your script if only 3 facts are asked in the question. Markers will disregard the additional answers. Make sure you know the different graphs that can be asked and be able to draw them. This is the part where you can score easily 6 marks. The different graphs, line graphs, bar graphs, know the difference between them. You can be asked to design a label or a pamphlet, so make sure that you have a pencil at hand. You may have to do some calculations, so make sure to bring a calculator. Grade 12s, I wish you luck during this upcoming exam, and remember, be prepared.